Hola culture explorers, welcome back. Today we're diving deep into one of the most vibrant, colorful destinations on Earth, Mexico. When you think of Mexico, your mind probably goes straight to those incredible Day of the Dead celebrations, mouth-watering tacos and guacamole, and those stunning turquoise beaches in Cancun, right? It's the land of mariachi music, ancient Aztec pyramids, and some of the warmest, most welcoming people you'll ever meet. Mexico has this amazing reputation for fiestas, incredible food, and rich cultural traditions that attract millions of visitors every year. But did you know that this beautiful country has some of the most shocking, forbidden, and downright dangerous cultural taboos that could land you in serious hot water? I'm talking about rules so unexpected, so bizarre that even experienced travelers get completely blindsided. Today, I'm revealing 15 mind-blowing taboos in Mexico that you absolutely must know before you pack your bags for this incredible destination. Trust me, understanding these could save you from major embarrassment, legal trouble, or even getting physically confronted by locals who think you're being deeply disrespectful. Some of these taboos will literally make your jaw drop. We're talking about innocent gestures that can get you in fights, food rules that seem completely insane, and social customs so weird they'll make you question everything you thought you knew about Mexican culture. So smash that like button if you're ready to have your mind blown, share this with anyone planning a Mexican adventure, and let's count down the most unexpected cultural landmines in the land of the Aztecs and amazing cuisine. Number 15. Never give marigolds as a romantic gift. Let's start with a flower faux pas that has ruined countless romantic gestures. Those beautiful orange and yellow marigolds that tourists love? In Mexico, they're called cempasúchil, and they're exclusively associated with death and Day of the Dead celebrations. Giving marigolds to someone you're trying to romance is like handing them funeral flowers. These flowers are used to guide dead spirits back to Earth during Dia de los Muertos, so presenting them as a love token suggests you want that person to die or that your relationship is doomed. A German tourist in Puerto Vallarta learned this the hard way when he bought a gorgeous bouquet of marigolds for his Mexican girlfriend on their anniversary. She burst into tears, thinking he was wishing death upon her or ending their relationship. The florist had to explain that these Flores de Muerto death flowers are never given to living people as gifts. Stick to roses or other flowers if you want romance, not mourning. Number 14. Don't wear green and red together unless it's Christmas. This color combination taboo will shock any fashion lover. Wearing green and red together outside of Christmas season is considered tacky, unlucky, and potentially offensive in Mexican culture. These colors together are so strongly associated with Christmas that wearing them randomly looks bizarre. But here's the weird part. It's also connected to Mexican flag colors, green, white, and red. And some people interpret the combination as making a political statement or showing disrespect to national symbols. The superstition says wearing these colors together brings bad luck and makes you look like you don't understand Mexican culture. An American fashion blogger visiting Mexico City during summer wore a stunning green dress with red accessories, thinking it looked chic and vibrant. Local women kept staring and whispering, and several people asked if she was confused about what season it was. She later learned that Mexicans only wear this color combination during December celebrations. Number 13. Never touch someone's head or hair without permission. Here's a taboo that catches many affectionate tourists completely off guard. In Mexican culture, especially in indigenous communities, the head is considered sacred and connected to a person's spiritual energy and soul. Touching someone's head or hair without permission is deeply invasive and disrespectful. This is particularly important with children. While it might seem natural to pat a cute kid's head or ruffle their hair, Mexican parents can become genuinely upset. The belief is that unwanted head touching can disturb the child's spiritual balance or bring bad luck. The taboo is strongest in traditional and indigenous communities but exists throughout Mexico. A Swedish teacher volunteering at a school in Oaxaca kept patting her students' heads as encouragement. The parents complained, explaining that she was disturbing their children's spiritual energy and making them vulnerable to negative influences. Number 12. Don't use the fig hand gesture. Okay, get ready to have your mind blown by this innocent-looking gesture that's actually one of Mexico's most offensive hand signs. The fig gesture, making a fist with your thumb sticking out between your index and middle fingers, is considered extremely vulgar and honestly, super insulting. This gesture is basically the Mexican equivalent of giving someone the middle finger, but, even worse. It's a sexual insult that suggests someone is worthless, or that you're rejecting them in the most crude way possible. What really makes it tricky is that a lot of foreigners use this gesture by accident when they're just trying to show good luck. In some regions, this gesture can actually provoke physical fights. There was even a Canadian tourist in Guadalajara who made this gesture while trying to wish a street vendor good luck with sales. The vendor got so enraged that other customers had to step in to prevent a confrontation. The tourist had absolutely no idea he just made one of the most offensive gestures in Mexican culture. Number 11. Never refuse pozole when offered by elders. This traditional soup taboo is rooted in ancient Aztec culture and, honestly, modern respect for elders. Pozole, which is made with hominy corn and meat, has a really sacred significance in Mexican culture. When an elderly person offers you pozole, refusing it is considered deeply disrespectful to both the person and Mexican culinary heritage. The dish has historical connections to pre-Hispanic rituals and is often served during important celebrations and family gatherings. Rejecting pozole from an elder suggests you're rejecting their culture, wisdom, and hospitality. Even if you're vegetarian or, just don't like the ingredients, you should accept a small portion respectfully. There was this Italian backpacker in Michoacan who actually offended an entire extended family during a village festival when she refused the grandmother's homemade pozole, saying she was too full. The family saw this as cultural arrogance and after that stopped including her in other celebration activities. She spent the rest of her visit just trying to repair the relationship. Number 10. Don't point with your index finger. This seemingly innocent gesture is actually considered extremely rude throughout Mexico. Pointing with your index finger is seen as aggressive, accusatory, and, well, just plain disrespectful. It's associated with scolding children or making accusations, so using it in normal conversation comes across as hostile. Instead, Mexicans point with their lips, pursing and tilting in the direction, or they use their whole hand with the palm up. The single finger point is considered so rude that it can actually escalate casual interactions into arguments, especially in markets or when asking for directions. The cultural belief is that pointing singles someone out negatively and can bring bad luck or negative attention to whatever you're pointing at. There was this group of American tourists in Merida who kept pointing at different items in a traditional market while shopping. The vendors got increasingly irritated and eventually several refused to serve them, explaining that the pointing was disrespectful and honestly bad for business. Here's a health superstition that's taken incredibly seriously in Mexican culture. Sitting directly on bare ground, concrete, or cold surfaces is believed to cause serious reproductive and kidney problems, especially for women. This belief is so strong that Mexicans will go to great lengths to avoid ground contact. The superstition says that cold from the ground enters your body and causes everything from infertility to kidney stones to digestive problems. Even young Mexican children are taught never to sit on cold surfaces without a barrier like a towel, cushion, or, even just a piece of cardboard. What makes this especially challenging for tourists is that Mexicans will become genuinely concerned for your health if they see you sitting on ground or concrete. There was an Australian backpacker camping in Chiapas who was constantly approached by worried locals offering him blankets or mats when he sat on the ground. They explained that he would get kidney problems and become sick from the cold earth. Number 8. Don't whistle inside someone's home. This superstition will absolutely blow your mind. Whistling inside a Mexican home is believed to attract poverty, bad spirits, and financial ruin to the household. The belief is that whistling calls evil spirits and drives away prosperity and good fortune. This taboo is so serious that many Mexican families will immediately ask you to stop whistling if you do it indoors. Some believe that indoor whistling specifically attracts thieves and burglars to the home. The sound is thought to create negative energy that invites trouble. Even hotels and restaurants may discourage indoor whistling. There was a British musician staying with a host family in Puebla who was repeatedly asked to stop practicing his whistling indoors. The family explained that his whistling was inviting poverty and bad luck into their home, and honestly, they were genuinely worried about the spiritual consequences. Number 7. Never refuse to share food if someone asks, "Me das?" This food-sharing custom is absolutely sacred in Mexican culture. When someone asks, "Me das?" which means, "Will you give me some?" about your food, refusing is considered extremely selfish and antisocial. The proper response is to immediately offer a portion of whatever you're eating. This tradition comes from indigenous values of community sharing and hospitality. Even strangers can ask to share your food, and saying no suggests you're greedy, untrustworthy, or just don't understand basic Mexican social values. The request is usually symbolic, just a small taste, but the gesture of sharing is crucial. The taboo is strongest with traditional Mexican foods like tacos, elote, or fruits. A group of European tourists in Mexico City were shocked when locals asked to share their street tacos. When they refused, citing hygiene concerns, the vendors and nearby customers became visibly disappointed and less friendly. They later learned that food sharing is a fundamental part of Mexican social interaction. Number 6. Don't open an umbrella indoors. Mexican superstition around umbrellas is intense. Opening an umbrella inside any building is believed to bring 7 years of bad luck, financial problems, and relationship troubles. This belief is so widespread that many Mexicans will immediately ask you to close an indoor umbrella. The superstition says that umbrellas indoors confuse the spiritual world about whether it's raining, causing chaos in natural order and bringing misfortune. Some versions of the belief say indoor umbrellas trap bad spirits inside the space. This becomes problematic for tourists drying wet umbrellas or testing new purchases. A Japanese tourist in Cancun caused visible distress in a hotel lobby when she opened her wet umbrella to shake it out. Staff members immediately approached her, asking her to close it, explaining that opening umbrellas indoors brings terrible luck to everyone in the building. Number 5. Never give sharp objects as gifts without receiving a coin. This gift-giving taboo has ancient roots and serious consequences. Giving knives, scissors, or any sharp objects as gifts is believed to cut relationships and bring bad luck. However, there's a specific ritual to prevent this. The recipient must give you a coin in return. The coin purchase transforms the gift into a transaction, breaking the curse that sharp objects supposedly carry. Without the coin exchange, the gift is thought to sever friendships, cause arguments, or bring injury to the recipient. This tradition is so important that Mexican kitchen stores often tape coins to knife sets, so gift givers can complete the ritual properly. A Canadian chef giving cooking knives to her Mexican cooking class students was confused when they all insisted on paying her small coins. They explained that accepting sharp objects as free gifts would cut their friendship and bring kitchen accidents. Number 4. Don't sweep someone's feet with a broom. Here's a cleaning taboo that sounds bizarre but is taken dead seriously. If you accidentally sweep over someone's feet with a broom, Mexican superstition says that person will never get married or will have terrible luck in relationships. The curse is so strong that there's a specific counter ritual required. If you sweep someone's feet, you must immediately spit on the broom 3 times while saying a prayer or a protective phrase. Some versions require the person whose feet were swept to also spit on the broom. Without this ritual, they're supposedly cursed to remain single forever. This makes household cleaning incredibly careful in Mexican homes. A Dutch exchange student living with a Mexican family accidentally swept over her host sister's feet while cleaning. The entire family panicked and performed the counter ritual, explaining that without it, the daughter would never find love or marriage. Number 3. Never put your purse or wallet on the floor. This money superstition is absolutely sacred in Mexican culture. Placing your purse, wallet, or really anything containing money on the floor is believed to drive away wealth and attract poverty. The saying goes, bolsa en el suelo, dinero que se vuela, which means purse on the floor, money that flies away. The belief is that money and floor contact creates negative energy that actually repels financial prosperity. Mexican women especially will never put their purses on restaurant floors, bathroom floors, or any ground surface. Instead, they'll hold them on their laps or find some kind of elevated surface. This superstition even extends to business settings, where dropping money or financial documents on the floor is seen as terrible for business luck. There was an American businesswoman in Mexico City who repeatedly placed her briefcase on the office floor during meetings. Her Mexican colleagues became visibly uncomfortable and finally, without saying Dios lo bendiga. This protective ritual is crucial when interacting with Mexican children, which means God bless him or her, is believed to give the child mal de ojo or evil eye that causes illness, crying, or developmental problems. The belief is that excessive admiration creates jealous spiritual energy that can harm innocent children. Even well-meaning compliments from foreigners can be seen as dangerous without the protective blessing. Parents may become genuinely worried if you praise their child without the proper phrase. Some families will even perform cleansing rituals if their baby receives unblessed compliments. There was a group of American grandmothers visiting Guadalajara who kept gushing over babies without knowing the blessing phrase. Several Mexican mothers became concerned and asked them to say Dios lo bendiga to protect their children from potential evil eye effects. Number 1. Never refuse to participate in a toast or brindis. Here's the ultimate social taboo that could destroy relationships and bring terrible luck. When Mexicans make a toast, everyone present must participate, even if they don't drink alcohol. Refusing to join a toast is considered deeply insulting and brings bad luck to everyone involved. The cultural significance goes way beyond politeness. Toasts often honor family, friendship, achievements, or even deceased loved ones. Refusing to participate suggests you're rejecting these values and the people being honored. Even if you only have water or soda, you absolutely must raise your glass and join in. The superstition says that anyone who doesn't join a toast will have 7 years of bad luck, failed relationships, and missed opportunities. Some even believe it brings bad luck to the entire group. There was a German businessman in Monterrey who repeatedly declined to participate in office toasts, claiming he was too busy. His Mexican colleagues became increasingly distant, explaining that his refusal to toast was bringing negative energy to their team and showing disrespect for their friendship. The most serious offense is refusing toasts honoring deceased family members or religious figures. This can cause genuine anger and permanent damage to relationships. Understanding the sacred nature of Mexican toasts isn't just about politeness, it's about respecting the deep cultural bonds that hold Mexican society together. Incredible! There you have it, 15 absolutely mind-blowing taboos that could completely transform your Mexican adventure. From the surprising danger of innocent marigolds to the sacred importance of participating in toasts, Mexico is a country where cultural awareness can really make or break your entire experience. But here's what I want you to understand. These taboos aren't obstacles or problems to avoid. They're actually beautiful windows into the rich, complex, and deeply meaningful culture that makes Mexico so special. Each of these customs exists for important reasons, whether it's protecting children from evil eye, showing respect for elders, maintaining spiritual harmony, or strengthening community bonds. When you understand and respect these cultural rules, something magical happens. Mexicans will welcome you not just as a tourist, but as someone who truly appreciates their traditions and values. You'll be invited into homes, included in family celebrations, and treated with the incredible warmth and generosity that Mexico is famous for. These customs reflect thousands of years of indigenous wisdom mixed with Spanish colonial influences and modern Mexican identity. They show a culture that values community over individualism, spiritual harmony over convenience, and respect for elders over casual informality. Understanding these taboos means understanding the heart of what makes Mexican culture so vibrant and meaningful. So, if this video opened your eyes to the incredible depth of Mexican culture, smash that like button. Share this with anyone planning to visit Mexico. Trust me, they'll thank you for potentially saving them from major cultural missteps that could ruin their experience. And don't forget to subscribe to Culture Shock Central for more insider cultural guides that will make your travels more respectful, more meaningful, and infinitely more rewarding. What surprised you most about these Mexican taboos? Have you ever accidentally violated cultural rules while traveling? Drop your stories in the comments below. I love hearing about your cultural learning experiences and near misses. Remember, the goal isn't to walk on eggshells when you travel, it's to show respect for the incredible diversity of human culture and to open your heart to new ways of seeing the world. When you respect Mexican customs, you're not just avoiding embarrassment, you're showing that you value and honor one of the world's most vibrant and welcoming cultures. Until next time, keep exploring with respect, keep learning with curiosity, and keep celebrating the beautiful differences that make our world so incredible. Hasta la vista, culture explorers, and safe travels on all your Mexican adventures.